Hi, I'm rogue-lite, you're watching Early Game View, and this is my first impressions of Enter the Gungeon. It's a tiny game made by a company called Dodgeroll and published by awesome Devolver Digital. There's not really much options to show here because this 2D top-down roguelite bullet hell game. I'll jump right into the game here and we'll show you how it plays. So first we'll get to pick a character. As you can see here, I only have the 4 that are available by default. I prefer to play the Marine because he has this really nice accuracy buff. I've played a lot of time, I guess around 10 hours here. I unlocked a bunch of things here, including those little shops here. We can actually go in one of them because I have some currency here from bosses that you can see that we can spend. We can buy, I think those are all items. Let's go see if we can buy a nice gun to go with. The game is dreadfully hard. If you played, say, Binding of Isaac, this is very much like it, but very much more bullet hell-ish. Yeah, let's call it this way. I don't have enough for airstrike, but cluster mine sounds fun. Let's grab this one. Okay, so basically buying things here unlocks them. Unlocks the possibility that they will actually drop in dungeons, so you don't really get them. This is actually one of the weaknesses of the game, in my opinion. The fact that it basically, as I said, it's a roguelite, so it relies heavily on random generation. And the main problem is that it relies on it too much, in my opinion. So it's like perfectly fair random generation that... God, let me try not to die here. There we go. As I was saying, this is a perfectly fair random generation that uses a proper random number generator that is purely random. And this is a problem because the thing is that the runs can be so random that it stops being enjoyable. And let me explain what I mean by that. The thing is that basically I'm now fighting a ton of enemies, and what I get in the end for killing them might be, for example, something awesome like a chest with a new gun. Or it can be nothing, as it was in this case. I got 5 bullets, which is local currency. So those golden bullets are the things that you pick up and that you pay with. And, you know, after fighting all this time with all those waves of monsters, basically, I got 5 bullets. That's slightly disappointing. It does sometimes feels a bit unfair. I wouldn't say it doesn't feel like unfair in, you know, what kind of reward you get, because the combat feels completely fair and you never feel like, you know, you died because game was overpowering. You know, even with this base pistol that I have, the crappy one, I can even go and beat the boss if I'm good enough. So you can basically win it with pure skill. Although it's not as fun as getting some wacky weapon and just murdering everything on your way. Let's try not to die here. So aside from shooting mechanic, which is basically you obviously saw while I'm trying not to die and talk here, you have a dodge roll which makes you invincible for the first half of the roll. So you can basically dodge through bullets, which is very handy, especially on the bosses. And on those assholes who are trying to shoot you. And let's dodge out of the way. And then you can flip tables. This is, it looks silly. I mean, you know, like flipping tables. But the thing is like probably one of the most useful mechanics in the game in terms of fighting with huge groups of monsters in those large rooms. Again, so many waves, we got 4 bullets. This is ridiculous. This run is not going well so far. Not even one chest by now. You can find rooms with purely chests here. You will have to unlock them using keys. As you can see here on left, I have 1 key. Keys are drop as well. Let's not get hit anymore. Thank you very much. Oh god. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so keys, as I was saying, are drops as well. It's you might not get lucky, and you might only have like first key that you get for free when you start the game, and not have anything else at all. Let's not get hit by that. Down you go. All right, let's kill those assholes with shotguns first, and there you go. Let's not get hit by that. Yeah, let me just clean them out and then we can talk about key drops and chests and all that kind of stuff, because it's really hard not to die and talk at the same time, especially considering how terrible I am at this game. And I am very terrible. I mean, there are 5 levels in this game, and if that sounds like a small number, then, well, after 10 hours of playing, I only was at 3rd maximum. I am arguably pretty terrible at this game, so your mileage might as well vary, but yeah, this game is not an easy one. There's a lot of secrets and different things that you can kind of discover in a level, things you have to know how to open. You know, for example, there's like a fireplace, which you can very well extinguish if you have a water gun, or if you can find a water barrel at the level and then roll it all the way to the fireplace. And then sometimes inside of that fireplace you will find a hidden level. And whoa, that is a huge ass chest. I never seen, I think, this one before. And I got, what is that? Composite gun, undetectable. Okay. It has only 50 bullets, and as you can see, yeah, so basically all the guns that are non-standard, as you can see here, standard has unlimited ammo. All the guns that are non-standard require you to find ammunition, and there's like 3 ways to do that. One way is basically to find it in rooms after cleaning them out. Another way is to buy them from merchant. And the third way is to use an item, like here, for example, the Marine has the default item which calls in the supply drop, which basically is more ammo. Okay, another cool thing about this game is the addition of those teleport nodes. So basically, if you don't want to walk around, you can just teleport. That was absolutely unnecessary in this case, but it actually saves a lot of time when you cleaned half of the map and you want to go explore in other direction that was somewhere else. Okay, this thing actually one-shots everything, which is pretty cool. And I think we just cleaned the room and got nothing, and there was just one guy. I mean, as you see, you know, the basically balancing is something that is, I think it definitely needs work. I mean, they already released a few patches that made the game, I wouldn't say easier, but more balanced, basically. But I think it still needs work and maybe a bit less random generation of the rewards and enemies, or at least there should be some dependency between those two. And we got a grenade here. Nope, thank you very much. Yeah, as you might have noticed as well, this game is Gungeon, so everything is themed like guns. That includes all the enemies, that includes health, that includes money, that includes bosses, whatever you can imagine. I wonder how many bullets he will take from this thing. 3. That is a damn powerful gun. And I'm already half through it. Okay, let's not waste it that much. What else can I say about the levels? Well, it's actually really easy to figure out where the chests are. So as you can see here, there's the red blocked path. And that means usually either that there is merchant there, but then we will see his face, or that there is actually a chest, which is probably what we are going to get here. Okay, let's not waste the bullets from my good gun and use this one to shoot the stupid bulletkin. This is health, I don't need it. Health, by the way, is also themed as bullets, because Gungeon, if you haven't guessed already. Okay, we got another chest, but I don't have any keys. We got 55 coins, so we may as well try to find merchant, and maybe he sells keys. Let's see, what is going on here? Okay, this is actually another room that requires a key for the door and then a key for the chest. Perfect, because that's what I needed, right? Okay, let's kick that over. There's plenty of interactable objects in game, so there's a lot of cool traps and things like that that you can set up and do, you know, like explosive barrels and all that kind of things. Sadly, I mean, let's put it this way, there are a lot of weapons that work really well together, so like a lot of synergies. But again, because of this like pure randomness, there is no freaking way that you will get them at the same time. Like there's such a little chance. Okay, we can buy a key. I think we should have enough for... No, we don't have enough for Mega Dowser, so I would buy that. This is a water gun, which will basically allow us to extinguish the fireplace that was somewhere here. But let's go grab that chest and see what we get from it. I don't want to open the other door because it makes no sense, because I would need a second key. You can actually break the chests, but then... Wait, what? Bullets shoot through? Cluster mine, yeah, that's what I unlock. Okay, we got grants all bullets piercing. Okay, that ought to be very powerful. All right, let's have a look what I was saying. Yeah, so I was saying that basically you can destroy chests. Here's water fireplace, by the way. Any barrels? No, I don't see any. So if you destroy a chest, you will have a smaller chance that something drops. But basically you don't need any keys for that. And the thing is that sometimes keys might not drop as well at all because, again, random number generator. Okay, so we got to the boss. I get 24 bullets, which is not terrible, but let's do the supply drop so we can actually grab some ammo. And now let's go and try to kill the boss. I'm actually now there's a lot of like mini quests within the game where you have to do different things to unlock, for example, fast travel. That's what I'm trying to do now, and at the moment I need to kill the boss without getting hit once to get a sacred artifact from him. This is bloody dreadful. I've been trying to do that for past 3 days. I cannot do that. He always hits me. I mean, I am terrible at that game, but I still will try because I love the mechanics. I mean, this game is awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the boss intro. I mean, the bosses and intros and all that kind of stuff is pretty awesome. Include, like, again, the pixel art and all that kind of things. Okay, we got this guy. I think the pigeon is the best one, although this one is pretty funny as well. So let's try to shoot him. Oh, okay, that is some damage. Another mechanic that I haven't talked about yet is blanks, which allow me to do that, which is always nice. And I can actually pierce through him. Ow, and he already hit me, so screw that. Basically, with this gun I can actually shoot him, kill him pretty quick. Let's wipe it out. But that won't help me because I already screwed one time, and that's all that's needed. I mean, you know, killing the boss itself is not that hard for you. Know all his moves and know exactly how to shoot and where to evade. But doing it without getting hit once is pretty terrible. Okay, so what we got? We got armor, we got health, we got another gun, which is this moon scraper. Perfect, so we can kill that guy as well. I don't know why, just because he was standing there. Okay, yeah, and then you proceed to the next level, and so on and so forth until I think that's level 5, where you get the last boss, excluding the secret levels, which, like the ones that are in fireplace and stuff like this. And then, you know, rinse, repeat, unlock more characters. I think there are unlockable, additional unlockable characters. Each of them has their own thing to go with, their own perks, classes, and so on. So I'm gonna return to Breach and tell you another complaint that I have. So this game has co-op, and basically you need 2 inputs to play it, and there are 2 problems with co-op. So I'm gonna get my gamepad now and enable it. You will see the small cultist appear here. So this guy right here is the co-op character. He has a special item that allows you to revive your partner, and has a very terrible gun, which at least looks really funny. I think it does the exactly same damage as anything else. So if we talk to him, he will enter the co-op. And number 1, for some reason, the controls are picked in a very strange way. So I was using a keyboard as a player 1, and then I used the co-op, and now I'm player 2. And every time I want to switch that, I actually have to go to the options and then pick keyboard and mouse for player 1 and X input for player 2, which doesn't really work sometime. Again, it's like a bit glitchy. And then I can play, you know, as was expected. Another problem I have with it is the fact that there is 1 camera for 2 people. So if I were to stop here with my Marine and then use the gamepad to walk with this guy to the top, as you can see here, he hits the screen range and he cannot move anywhere. I played with my brother a couple of times, like actually a lot of times, and the problem is that if you are dodging to the end of the screen and you're like running in opposite directions, if the screen ends, there's no way you're gonna dodge there. And this is a huge problem because I died so many times because of this stupid thing. I mean, it's not that hard to do like a proper split screen when you know you're far enough just to split the screen and show it like as 2 separate screens. A lot of games done this, and it's not a awful thing to do, and it's not a complicated thing to do because it's just 2 viewports. And I think adding this will benefit the game a lot, because right now this is infuriating. This is like the worst way to die. Another problem I have with the co-op is that the fact that the viewport is centered on both players. So see what happens. I put my crosshair with my mouse over here, and now if I move with this guy, do you see what happens with the crosshair? It actually moves. So if both players play on gamepads, that's actually not a problem, because both aim with the gamepad, and there's like the aiming is not done with the mouse, it just moves around the character, so it's really easy to aim. But if one plays with the gamepad and the other one plays with the controller, this is what happens. And what that means is that if you are aiming and your partner runs in the opposite direction, you will miss. If your aiming is something from like a sniper rifle or something, if you miss, this can be critical, and this is annoying as hell. So let's exit the co-op. For some reason, when you enter the co-op, it does it seamlessly, but when you exit it, it needs to restart the game. I'm not sure how that works, but you know, those are actually relatively minor complaints, so I guess the co-op complaints are the most major ones. I unlocked this guy in a dungeon. You can actually kick down his helmet and he will go to the dungeon again, and you will have to save him again. There's some additional NPCs who give you quests, for example. So those guys, I need to hunt 40 more Blobolons. And I think once you do that, they will unlock some new item in the dungeon for you. You can actually have a look at the book to see how many guns there are. And as you can see, basically the gray ones are the ones that I have unlocked but not yet discovered, and there's a whole bunch of them. And the question marks are the ones that I haven't even unlocked yet. It's insane amount. Same goes for items. There's probably even more, I think. And then there are enemies. Again, I haven't seen even half of them, I think. The mini bosses especially, like I think I've seen 3. Yeah, so there was this Spore, and then this Lead Maiden and Shambling Round, of course it's a Shambling Round. And then you got the bosses. So the Gatling Gull is probably the best one. Look, it's a gull that looks like an buffed man. I mean, this is just incredible. And then yeah, you have the Beholster, which is also awesome, and all the other things. I mean, it's a pretty, you know, it has great aesthetic, it has great gameplay. If you play alone, it plays amazing. If you liked Binding of Isaac, you will probably love that. Again, if you are into sort of bullet hell kind of games. But it does have downsides. I mean, they are patchable, and I really hope the developers will address them. But other than that, oh man, I'm enjoying the hell out of this game. And it's just $15 or original equivalent, or if you go to the, say, Greenman Gaming, you can get it even cheaper, which is pretty cool. Alright, so this was Enter the Gungeon. Thank you for watching, and as always, see you next time. Bye!